𝗬𝗏 Taproom is the place to play indoor golf in Worcester. Featuring 5 bays with brand new 𝗥𝗶𝗰 laser simulators and over 16,000 courses to choose from, including local courses, you're guaranteed to tee off comfortably on your favorite course any time of the year. 𝗬𝗏 Taproom also hosts indoor golf leagues year-round so you can grow as a player and have fun rain or shine. Great food, great drinks, and reasonable rates. Navigate to 𝗬𝗏taproom.com to book a bay today. Say hi to Todd, Doreen, and the rest of the staff. They'll be sure to take good care of you.
Great teams don't happen by chance. They're built on trust, teamwork, and people who show up when it matters. At Massive Staffing Solutions, we connect people with opportunity and businesses with reliable talent. And we're proud to support the local communities and organizations that bring people together. Massive Staffing Solutions. People first, community always.
No job is too big or too small for Worcester's best signage and display crew. Art Creative are experts in signage, banners, large format printing, vinyl lettering, and more. With work featured all over New England, they will understand your needs better than any competitor, guaranteed. If you're looking for a local business that truly cares about quality, Art Creative is here for you. Check out their Facebook page or visit them online at art-creative.com.
Everybody watching on YouTube and Facebook, again, thank you so much for joining us. We're so happy that you're here. Joe Ricard missing that bull, and it's PDC bull here at the Worcester Premier League. See what Mike Carignan can do.
Yeah, let's see if he can, as Marty would say, join the pool party. And he's not quite going to get there, but he will get the second chance at the pool party.
You know, it's a perfect night for a pool party. Just a jacuzzi party tonight, dude. It's cold outside.
Well, I was going to say, I don't know about pool party. Hot tub party might be a little different, but I don't know if I'm going swimming in 30 degrees, snowing.
WPL hot tub is going to be on the wish list.
WPL hot tub stream will be one of the star donation, one of the things that you can do.
Joe Ricard finding the center of the board here, so he will be leading off in our first game of the night. Again, Joe Ricard has been playing some fantastic darts, just running into, well, some really tough opponents here. Loves these 20s, wants to stay on it. I think he knocks in a 140 to get things going underway.
Yeah, great start from Joe. Just keeps his composure, throws the double, throws the 2 triples in a visit. Wow, speaking can be hard sometimes, can't it?
I learned that last week, man. The English language can be rather tough.
Man, we're all struggling. Mike able to find it with his third dart, and we saw that a lot last week. It was his third dart that kind of saved the visits a lot of the time.
But you know what? I don't think in that case Mike Carignan really minds. I mean, he's one of those players that really keeps a level head. Joe Ricard finding a beautiful first, finds a beautiful second. Is he going to be able to fill it up? I think he does. Big 180 found from Joe Ricard. And Mike Carrigan's just not the type of guy to be bothered by that.
Yeah, what a start for Joe. 140, 180 is going to be swimming away at this right now. So can Mike answer back? The 5 is not what he wants to find with his first dart. So Joe looking like he's going to have a lot of opportunities in this leg, averaging a 160, but only a 28 for Mike. So completely in the driver's seat is Joe.
Yeah, that's tough. And I mean, again, it's the first leg of the first set of the night, so there's no panic necessary at all for, Mike. He's just kind of warming himself up, getting into the game right now. And there's that 41. So I feel like all of these players have the capability to, get down to an out in 3 visits, but it's still early. The arms are still needing to warm up. There's plenty of time.
I mean, he's clearly just setting up the 140 checkout for the really cool 12-dart leg. That's what he was doing. Mike finds 3 straight darts, doesn't quite collect on the 100.
So what you're saying is that Joe Ricard's going to take out this 140.
I hope he does.
I hope he does too. So he lines up for it. He's not able to find that first dart, so we're not going to see it here. Wants an even ton, walking it down to leave himself double 20. Can't get it done. So that's 60. Again, knocks the score down to 80. Still plenty of space in front of Mike Carignan, who's just trying to drop his score down.
Yeah, he's just got to try to put it. I mean, technically a 180 does put him on 152, but a 180 is not going to be found with a 1 start. That's not going to do it. Goes just below. Is it a blocker, or is he going to sit it right above? He goes just wide. A 24 scored. So Joe, with plenty of opportunities in this leg.
Yeah, that was a tough third dart there from Mike Carignan. Joe Ricard just looking to keep these darts straight. And that's a bummer of a first start. Going to be moving now. Looks like he's thinking about adjusting where he wants to go.
Yep, decides to go to the 17. He now will throw the 18 for tops, theoretically.
Finds
does
it.
do so. And so 40 scored. It's the smart dart. If your opponent's on a finish, you can go bowl, double bowl, which is probably the smart play. But when your opponent's sitting on 308, there's no reason to take a risk like that. But Mike into the trip for his first dart. Doesn't quite follow it, but keeps it straight. And an 83 scored. So an improvement, but it's not going to be where Mike wants to be sitting right now.
Yeah, and that dart has been drifting around a little bit, and this is where I would start getting just a little frustrated. Joe finds it with that beautiful first dart, dead center too, so great placement on that dart. But Mike Carignan, again, he knows that there's plenty of space, there's plenty of time in this set. That was Joe's throw, so now it's time for him to find his game, lock down his throw, and get these wayward darts under control.
But right now, it almost doesn't matter. Look at, that was a 16 dart leg from Joe, but a 119, a better start from Mike.
Yeah.
So let's see if he can continue that in this leg.
And those 19s, we saw that a little bit last week as well from Mike Carignan. Loving those 19s. Struggled on it a little bit later in that second set against 𝗬𝗂𝗧𝗏. But the 19s are a friendly safe haven for Mike, and Joe not able to really rack up a good score here.
Yeah, one of the first real bad visits we've seen from Joe after that 16 dart leg. So Mike gonna look to capitalize. Already has the lead. Can he extend it? Does elect to stay downstairs? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I like it. This might be a little blocked. Might look upstairs here. And he does. Keeps it straight. We call that good enough. That is good enough in the position that you're in to hold on to this lead.
That's perfectly fine. You can't be mad at that at all, especially because staying on those 20s, he had the left-right darts, but on those 19s, switching back up, it was perfect. So Joe just trying to lock down, recalibrate the radar a little bit. Another poor visit is going to put Mike firmly in the driver's seats here, but he needs to keep these good throws flowing. Cannot afford to hit a bad score and let Joe potentially creep back up in this leg. Finds that one, so slight adjustment needed. Not able to slot that in. Going to be staying there, and he finds it with the third dart. So a great effort there to sneak that one in, and he's just keeping these points rolling.
Yeah, and if you're Joe, I don't know what you're thinking right now. That you just had a killer leg. Now I guess you're just thinking reset, do whatever you can do. Just set yourself up for the next one. This is not your throw. It's not super crucial you win this leg. Just play okay and, move yourself on.
It's game management. It's game management at the end of the day. I mean, you are playing against your opponents in darts, but a lot of the time, a lot of these players are playing against themselves. If they miss a dart, they get frustrated. At this point, Mike Carignan just needs to play well enough to get down to an out. Not able to lock in anything really significant. So this is what we're talking about. This is what we're afraid of, where these darts all of a sudden can really start to get away from you.
Yeah, but still, a 55 scored, so 352 for Joe here. He's still well a ways back, and he's still not keeping that dart straight. Unable to find the trip like he could in that first leg. He does find it with the third dart there, proving me wrong. But Mike got plenty of darts here. He's got at minimum 6. You would think more.
Yeah, I think that he needs a 60 just at the very minimum just to keep his confidence high right now. Looks like he slips that one into the 1 segment, so finds the beautiful adjustment. Should be going downstairs. Looks like he is, and he's not sure where that landed in the 3 segment. So 64 punch in. It's good enough to get the score down. Good enough to keep it even. 1-2-4 is a great leave.
Yeah, 1 treble visit needed. Joe just looking to lay it up as close as he can. That first dart's a little awkward. Does he decide to stay? He does decide to stay on the 19s. I would have liked to see going up to the 18s for a 57 scored, but either way, he's not on a finish, so it's not going to make a difference.
Yeah, and Mike Carignan now working on this 1-2-4. Has no pressure from Joe. Finds the first dart, so 64 remaining now for Mike Carignan. This would be a showstopper of a take if he can just navigate his way through it. Looks like he finds the trip 16. Lining up his dart. Going for it, and he finds the double 8. 1-2-4 lockdown from Mike Carignan. Little smile there from Joe Ricard as he knows that was, it was clip-worthy.
Yeah, what a great visit. What a great way to cap that leg. After a questionable first leg, sitting in the 40s, to come back and take out a 1-2-4 is just a confidence builder.
And that's the Mike Carignan that we're so used to seeing. It's the level of game that we're so used to expecting out of Mike Carignan. He's a great player. He's just needing to get his arm warmed up and keep this game going. Now he's feeling confident enough to go back up to these 20s. Finds that with the second dart. Looks like he's looking to stay there. And I think he snuck that into the trip 5 segment. No, it stays for the 140. What a turnaround in game from Mike Carignan.
And sometimes that's all it takes. It's these quick bursts of can you hold it together for a little while. And where he's showing that he can. But Joe, back into the triple. These throws are looking better from him. That one was a good throw, just clatters into the one. Unlucky bounce from him on that one.
Yeah, but a great show of resolve there from Joe Ricard. Mike Carignan now under pressure to keep this momentum going. Can't afford to be slowing down too much here. It's a good first guide, though. Wants to be able to drop it in. Still plenty of space. And drops it well low. So not a great third dart follow-up from Mike Carignan. Massive opportunity now for Joe Ricard.
Yeah, can he catch back up here? Needs a triple. That's the one he's going to want to out of this. And he does. Is he going to sneak it in there for the 180? It looks like he does. What a fine 180 for Joe Ricard. That's the way you answer.
Yeah, 2 180s there for Joe Ricard. He is on a monster of a set here, playing very well, and now pressure right back on Mike Carignan. He needs to find, you feel, at least 2 triples to keep this pressure on. It might be a tough one to get around. Looks like he's going to stay on it, and he can't navigate around it. So 60 found. Honestly, Joe Ricard, a lot of breathing room here.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're Mike, you can't throw it any worse than that, or not any better than that. You put them all right where they're supposed to be, but you're missing by just a hair. And this is the problem with Joe's throw: is when he misses low, he doesn't move, and it clatters low because he acts as a blocker. He moves downstairs, sets himself up for a visit at a double, but Mike, can he put any pressure on?
Yeah, 100 minimum needed here from Mike Carignan to leave the 160. Looks like it's not going to be good as he finds 3. So looking to go downstairs, only finds 6. So just this leg is just about falling apart here. Very, very poor visit from Mike Carignan. Clap of the hands, knows that that 7 is not welcome. And Joe Ricard, 139, plenty of breathing room. This is under his control now.
Yeah, just some sweat off the brow, but the first trip goes. And he decides to try. He doesn't quite find the 39 that he would have wanted. So he's going to have, 66 left?
Hopefully. You're the math guy, not me.
So that should be 46 left on the visit, if my math is correct, which it is. So
hey, you get a cookie for that, man. Good job, dude.
Thanks. Yeah, he wanted that trip 13 to leave tops. So Mike just going to have to try to put in as big of a score as he can. Pound the trebles. Get himself down to a finish.
At this point, you're just trying to get down to something manageable here. Finds that first dart in the trip 7, not able to lock it in with the second dart either. So it's all right, though. I mean, it's an advantage for Joe Ricard. He'll be on set point after this if he manages to clean up this 46, excuse me. But Joe Ricard, again, I don't feel like with 46 remaining, it's going to be hanging around for too long.
Yeah, we haven't seen. I mean, right now, both players are yet to miss a double. So we'll see how this translates, and Joe's coming back for it too with a 168 on Mike right now, and he's got the 16. He's gonna have to go around his dart, and he does find it.
Great take there from Joe Ricard, finding that. Again, the way that his darts land, you touched on it very briefly, is they angle up quite high. And sometimes, especially if you're having to go around them, that can be rather burdensome, trying to get your darts to fly in over them. They can clatter, they can hit the flight. It can just be a real nuisance to have to get around those darts.
Especially if you're a little stubborn and don't want to move, don't want to change targets. It just becomes like a challenge for you. There's no real reason to try to like pound through it. But, I mean, when you're as effective as you are, as Joe is, why wouldn't you change it? So the first dart is in. Oh, and he goes just wide. You can see he goes, And it looks like he slides the third one in there. So a 1-2-3 from Joe. Just the little, shucks. I just pulled it into the trip 1.
And I was going to touch on it, that Joe Ricard, I would actually say that he is rather stubborn on those 20s. He loves to stay there. Mike looking to stay there with these 20s. Only able to find 1. Second dart drops low. Might be some space, only able to walk away with a ton. But Joe Ricard is one of those players where it doesn't matter if there are 2 darts in the bed and it doesn't look good. He's going to try and pound his way through and put another dart in there. So looking to finds that second dart in the bed, going to be staying on it, and that's what I'm talking about. It clatters against the flight, only able to walk away with a ton.
Yeah, I think those longer, he throws a really long javelin-esque dart, and I think the long points kind of help you sneak them in there, but I think there's just a lot more risk of them bouncing and kind of straying where you don't want them. And I think there's just no, like, why take that risk?
That's true. Mike Carignan not able to find a worthwhile visit. Vicky got it in the chat saying, hey, guys. Hey, thanks for watching along on Facebook, Vicky. So happy that you're here joining us. And Joe Ricard, again, in the driver's seat, 278 remaining, just looking to keep on hammering these points, finds that first dart, I believe finds the second dart. Are we going to see a third one? Able to see a third 180 from Joe Ricard. It's a 180-palooza from Mr. Ricard, my goodness.
Unbelievable. I think he came into this night with 2 180s on the season, and he's thrown 3 in this match.
I'll have what he's having. I think that's the lesson I'm walking away with.
So 98 for Joe, 328 for Mike. The scoring has been the difference in this game. Doubling, the one shot at double that Mike's had went in after take out that 1-2-4. But Joe, the scoring power has just been ridiculous. And 60 is not going to cut it when your opponent's just tossing 180s like they're nothing.
Yeah, and unfortunately, he cannot hit a 180 here. Mike Carignan breathes with a sigh of relief, but 38 remaining now. A little bit of correction, down to double 16. Oh, and he locks it down. What a take. 98, just looking like it's as easy as, well, anything else on that you can hit, really. What a fantastic set from Joe Ricard. The scoring was there.
𝗪𝗏𝗍𝗍 Darts is the name in darts for Central Massachusetts and beyond. From dart sets and boards, accessories and apparel, to luck of the draws and events, 𝗪𝗏𝗍𝗍 Darts does it all to support the community they truly understand and love. Trusted by everyone, from players just starting out to state league champions, if you need to stock up on supplies or are just looking for a good time, look no further than 𝗪𝗏𝗍𝗍 Darts. Be sure to follow them on Facebook to stay up to date and tell them the WPL sent you.
Days End Tavern is Oxford's hometown sports bar, always serving up great times, great drinks, and great vibes. Always open for the biggest games. Come for the people, stay for the dart leagues, pool leagues, trivia nights, live music, and so much more going on every week. Come as friends, leave as family. How every hometown bar should be. Head on down to Days End Tavern in Oxford today. Since 2014, US Sports and Apparel has been helping teams, companies, and organizations look their best. Their catalog runs deep, including custom team uniforms, embroidered corporate wear, spirit wear, and promotional items. If you want it branded, they have the tools and the people to get the job done right. So if you're looking for unmatched quality, customer service, and quick turnaround time on your project, head down to Marlboro or give US Sports and Apparel a call. Again, if you're looking for gear that works as hard as you do, trust in US Sports and Apparel to get the job done right.
The doubles were there, and he finishes off that set with an 88.77 average. That's a good standard of play.
Yeah, his scoring was just unbelievable that whole time. But then the finishing, he missed one dart at a double the entire set. Like, he was just, when he got his dart, when he got himself down there, he won the leg.
Yeah.
He had a little bit of scoring issues in that second leg, but just great stuff from Joe. And we'll see if he can continue it here.
Yeah, Mike Carignan hit a 72 there, making that switch down to the trip 17, finding it. And I believe that dart is kicked outside. So Joe getting off to a little bit of a slower start. Vicky saying, oh my goodness. Again, we can't say that live on air, Vicky, but we appreciate the enthusiasm. And yeah, I think we could all use some of Joe's mojo. I mean, the scoring power, the way he's been handling the triple 20 bet has just been insane tonight.
Yeah, his scoring is really, I mean, I say his scoring, but Mike walks away with a ton here. But Joe's scoring, it's been great, but also his doubling's been really good.
Yeah.
Like, it's all coming together. All the pieces are kind of lining up for him. And besides the one bad scoring leg, he's been just killing it. And maybe this is the little slip, or is he going to be able to find one? As I say it, he's not able to miss it. He's able to find it in there.
Yeah, and that's really a skill, too. I mean, we've touched on it many weeks now, where just being able to make those micro adjustments and just move the dart over that little bit to get it back in the bed, that's extremely difficult to do. You know, I'm sure everybody who's watching knows, I mean, half the time when we hit a triple 20, it feels like luck. Of course, for Mike Carignan, Joe Ricard, it's not luck, it's skill. But just being able to make that small adjustment really separates the best from the rest.
Yeah, it's can you adapt? Can you change what you're doing to make it work with how your body's reacting? Is he going to be able to slide one through the middle? And no, as I said, it clatters into the one. It's a straight thrown dart that just kind of banks because he's got blockers.
Yeah, so now Mike Carignan, a little bit of a advantage here on this leg, 244 remaining now. So Joe in the rearview mirror, but not by a mile. Just wants to keep these darts steady, keep them straight. Still plenty of space there if he can get the dart over that first one. Looks like it's 2 in the 20, might be in the 5. Not sure what the angle there. Taking a think about it. It might be a good time to reset. Releases the dart, goes down there. I think it's a 44 that he finds. Indeed it is. And Mike Carignan, again, with the way that his darts land, he's throwing those Josh rocks, they land rather flat, and that can be very problematic.
But honestly, it kind of makes it so if you miss low, the laying flat's not that big of a problem because you can throw right over the top. Some of the best players in the world, like Phil Taylor, threw very flat darts, and he would stack straight up. I know my style used to be like that, depending on how I used to throw. But it's a very common tactic that if your darts lay flat, you can stack them on top of each other. Versus when you're like Joe's darts that stand up, you can't do that. You have to start high and work your way down and use them as like a ramp. And Mike is going wide into the trip 1 there, and we've seen the scoring woes, but he finds the trip 19. Can he find another one to match it? It looks like he does. Does he find it? Looks like the 120. He does find the 120.
Awesome darts.
So 80 left. That is a great leave to start this set.
Yeah, a little bit of a curious reversal of fortunes here in the start of the second set. Mike Carignan with the decent scoring. Joe Ricard kind of fallen off here in the scoring department. Again, had a fantastic opening set. Shake of the head, he knows it. But Mike Carignan, he cannot afford to let these opportunities go to waste. He needs to find this 80 before Joe even gets a sniff down and it out.
Yeah, he's going to get multiple visits at this, so he's just got to stay calm, cool, collected, take the leg. But we saw this from Joe earlier. Okay, we got the first 20 scored. He finds the second. Is he going to be able to find tops? Oh, and he goes just high. We saw this from Joe earlier in the second leg where his scoring just randomly fell off, and then he was able to correct it for the next leg. So I don't expect it to be that big of a problem for Joe going forward, but we're going to have to see as he does find that trip 20 with the second dart, so a better visit from him.
Yeah, and that was a nervy visit, too, because that first dart looked a little loose inside of the board there. Mike Carignan with Joe now down to an out. Pressure. He needs to be able to lock in, find this double, not mess about, and that's going to be a little bit of a tough blocker as it hangs low. Might be blocking the angle of entry, and I think he gets it with that second dart. Indeed, he does. So a great take there from Mike Carignan, avoiding that blocker first dart. Finds the first leg of this set. We have a game on our hands.
Yeah. We're going to see if Joe can pick that scoring back up like we saw in the first set, but there it is. He finds a 100 there, which is a better start than we've seen in the last couple legs.
Yeah, it's not a bad opening visit. A lot of the top players, of course, want to walk away with more. But right now, again, game management, you just want to get off to a steady start. Mike Carignan looking to drop his darts down. Again, the flat darts might not be too problematic to get around. Keeps it high, so finds the 60. He's now chasing. And this is Joe Ricard's throw. So he has the advantage in this leg, theoretically. And he just needs to keep these darts going nice and smooth.
Yeah, but if you're Mike, you don't want to give him any legs because you know at any point Joe can just turn it on and find this power scoring like he did in the last set. So he's got to take any advantage that he can, that if Joe gives him a little opening, he's got to stick his foot in and he's got to go for it. So 441 for Mike Carignan. Finds the trip 20. The scoring is starting to add up. He doesn't like the lie, so he moves downstairs. I like it. It looks like that for top one, I think that dart is blocking. I almost would have moved to the trip 18 on that one.
I still think that that's a very mature switch from Carignan, though, because not many players would move off of that trip 20. Mike Carrigan's been playing this game for a very long time now, and that was a very mature switch.
Oh, 100%. Move away when you don't. It's a great dart, but you don't have a good opportunity to sneak another one in there. What I meant was the 19. I don't like him staying down after that first 19 because it hung over the top of it. But the first movement was perfect. And another first dart trip 20 for Mike Carignan. And it looks like he sneaks another one in there. It's either in there or the trip 5. And is that a 180 for Mike Carignan? Did he find it? Yes, he did. A 180 for Mike Carignan answers back. Doesn't even finish, but it doesn't matter right now unless Joe can hit a 140.
Yeah, that's a great visit from Mike Carignan. I think the tally is, 3 for Joe, 1 for Mike. But it doesn't matter because you know what? We're starting to see these heavy hitters come out to play in week 3. The 2 weeks, just warm-up weeks. 180s abound now in this opening game. I wonder how many more we're going to see tonight.
Yeah, we just got to see this scoring that Mike has found to continue throughout the legs. Because that was kind of the problem with last week, is he found this great scoring and then would fall off towards it. And it looks like he's got 114 there. It looks like he did sneak both of those into the corner. 114 scored, so that means 49 left. And 7, I think his math is a little off there. I think he needed 17. Yeah, he needed the 17 to leave 32.
We've all been there.
Yeah. But either way, a great visit. He's going to have 6 darts to take out this 42. He might have 6 darts, unless Joe can find a triple here.
Yeah, Joe starting to struggle with the scoring now. Again, we've seen this from many guys so far in season 4 here, where they turn it on for that one set, but they really struggle to keep it going for the entirety of the game. The only exception maybe is Tom Curtin and Fred Kruger, excuse me. Mike Carignan eyeing up this double 16, locks it down with the second dart. 1-2 bang bang play from Mike Carignan, and now 2 legs on the spin in this second set. Mike Carignan really pushing Joe to the limits here. Joe's going to have to come up big with his scoring like he did in the first set to really challenge Mike here.
Yeah, that's a huge break of throw. So Mike going to have the advantage going forward here. He's got 3 chances to try to put this set away now. And it looks like that second dart goes wide. Is he going to be able to find a trip? He does find a trip. It's just not the one he wanted. So 43, I mean, I thought it was worse than that, but not how he wants to start it. Holding his leg.
If I start a game with the 43, I'm big time sad. I got to admit that. Joe finds the second dart there, wants to slot in another one, moves across the horizon, finds all triples, just 2 wrong ones in that equation. So a little bit of a let off there from Mike Carignan. Just needs to keep these darts steady, though.
Yeah, got to keep that scoring going. You don't even have to kill. You don't have to be throwing 180s right now. You got to be throwing like tons and 80s at least to keep yourself in a good spot and feel a little more comfortable. And there's the ton that we're talking about. That's going to put him back in the driver's seat and force Joe to have to throw a big number.
Yeah, that was a beautiful third dart there from Mike Carignan. Joe Ricard needs to respond now, though. Might be a tough first dart. Again, it's low, but when you start to build this fence here, going to be going downstairs. Wow, locks in that third dart on that trip 19, so a great switch downstairs. But again, he builds the fence with those darts. They become almost impossible to get around, and that was a mature, calculated switch. Mike Carignan now has to keep the pressure on.
And the one is not how you're going to want to do it. Got to correct here. And he clatters. He might want to consider moving. Oh, and see, there it is.
Is that a big 3?
Stays in the 3.
Ooh.
That's a single digit. We're going to circle that one for Mike. And so the baton has been handed back to Joe.
Yeah, next, says Mike Carignan. Go next. No more. Joe Ricard looking to, well, I don't know what these guys have caught all of a sudden, but some sort of bug is going around, not able to find any triples. And I feel like if you're Mike Carignan, that's like the best thing that you can see turning around there, is that your opponent did not punish that 3.
Yeah, this is a huge mental thing, that they're just both kind of in this little funk that once one of them finds it, they're going to be off to the races, because it's just find that smooth throw, stop whipping the dart where you need it to go. And he's not missing by much, but he's got to keep it straight. And you can see that it is going to be an 80, so that is going to help and put him in there. Yeah, that's a buck. Yeah, well, I've been on plenty of teams where you're putting that dollar in the jar for your single. We don't play with the whiteboards anymore, so you can't circle them. But let's contact Dark Connect, and we'll have them put a circle feature on there. Joe does find the triple. And it's going to be who can find the big visit first.
Vicky, you might have to talk to Mike directly to get that shot out of him, but he still has a shot here in this leg if he can find something big. 275, only 70 points behind Joe. Again, he just needs to drop this dart in just a little bit, not overcorrect, and I feel like that's a great guide. Might be able to drop it in here with this third one. Goes high again, so Joe Ricard, big advantage here as we approach the outshot territory. Mike Carignan, 215. He has plenty of space, but you don't want to give Joe a lot of chances.
Yeah, he's going to be the first to a finish almost certainly, unless something drastic happens. And he will, a 100 to leave 105. It's a little bit of an awkward finish, but Joe has been known to take these big finishes out. He can definitely hit these.
I mean, the way that both guys have been shooting tonight, I mean, anything slightly above 100, I would put well into the repertoire. Looks like Mike Carrigan's only able to find a 7 with that first start and locks down the big trip 19. Looks like he's going to be staying on it. And goes well wide, so
we'll leave the 151 there.
Yeah, I mean it's a shot. 151 is a low percentage shot.
148. I guess I can't do math either.
And neither can I, buddy. Don't worry about it. But Joe Ricard lining up this 105, 85 remaining. Looks like he's going to be going downstairs to the trip 15. Finds it. So double 20. Can he hit the switch? Oh, I think he nails the double 5. Oh my goodness, what a showstopper that would have been. A sigh of relief for Mike Carignan.
And what a dagger this would be if Mike can walk up and take this 148. He's going to have the opportunity. What route does he decide to go? There's a lot of options you can do here. My personal favorite is the 18s, but he decides to go 20. Won't find it, so Joe coming back for 30, which can be a little bit of an awkward number, but look at the pressure.
68 remaining, I think.
Yep, and he's going to stay there. So 100 scored? 100 scored. It's going to leave 48, which is well in the range. He's already taken out some in the 40s and obviously the 124, but Joe goes to split it. I like the move. It's the sensible dart. But he goes just outside, which can make it a little tough. And it looks like he sneaks it in there. And he does
What
take
a
the
third dart.
does take the leg to break it. So now Joe back in the driver's seat for this leg and going to have a chance to, level this up.
Yeah, what a third dart there from Joe Ricard to be able to slot that dart in. I mean, truly spectacular. That's a hard switch to do. That is incredibly difficult. Not able to find anything too spectacular here, only able to find 60, but that's a confidence booster. I mean, you're down 2 legs in this set. You want to find one. Just get your opponent thinking about it, and he gets it done.
Yeah, and it's going to become who makes the biggest mistakes in this one, because Mike has turned the scoring on, and he's been pretty consistent now. Once after that first set where he just wasn't, I mean, he got blown away because Joe was throwing some ridiculously good darts in that first set, but he's throwing some solid darts now, and the average is slowly creeping up.
Yeah, and I would say it would be kind of bizarre at this point if any of the guys had a serious drop-off in averages. It's not like them. Now that the game is developed, both guys have a good idea of where they're playing to and where they're playing at. Anything significant, like drop-off in the averages, would just be weird. Mike Carignan able to, well, looks like he's not able to get around that first dart, so plenty of space there to split the darts. Clatters against it, only able to find 60, but the grouping, the targeting is looking a lot better. No more left and right nonsense, able to keep them all in line, which is great to see.
I'm more interested to see if Joe can get back on this scoring train that he had from earlier. It looks like he's able to find it, and it's actually set up pretty perfectly, and it hangs in there. The 140 as he saves it from falling out. What a great shot from Joe, as I was saying, that power scoring.
Yeah, I mean, even Mike Carignan can't really believe it. He's like, I know that you got Swiss points, I think, or some sort of grippy points, but come on, man, that's not fair. Mike Carignan just looking to slot a dart in underneath that first one. Oh, misses it by a millimeter. Might be tough to get around these darts. Tries the 18 switch, able to hit the big number, but not able to find a triple there. Tough darts there for Carignan.
Yeah, I don't mind the move. I like trying to go away from where you've kind of clogged up. Joe just going to look to set himself up. A ton here will do. And he's just high, but he should just stay there and try to knock one in. It's a good try. When you build a little wall on top, it's perfect for ramping them in. And he did his best. Sometimes there's only so much you can do.
Yeah, and now Mike Carignan lining up these darts. Needs at least 2 triples. Looks like he finds one wrong one. Wants another one of those. Needs another one of those if he wants to stay competitive in this leg. Only able to walk away with, I believe, a 101. So it's good darts there. I'm not sure if it's enough to get down to an out. It's not. So both guys neck and neck, but Joe Ricard has the initiative, will be going first here, and should leave himself rather handy if he can just find these darts.
Yeah, he's going to be real disappointed, and he's going to be real disappointed with this visit, no matter what he does with that third dart. Even the trip 20, he's going to be real disappointed with that visit, knowing that Mike's coming up and can put himself in an even better position now, as it was basically a level game going into that. He basically threw away the whole throw that he had.
Mike, you should hit the 180 here, buddy. Okay, well, that hope and dream is over, so never mind my nonsense there.
So 25 scored, and again, and it's only a 42 or a 44. My apologies. So Joe, 113 to 138. He's going to have the first crack at it.
I feel like you like your chances if you're Joe Ricard here, and that 15 makes things a little weird. 98 were left, so it's not terrible. Going to be moving across. Can't find it. 78 remaining. I think I like the 18 switch. Finds it to leave 60. And again, Mike Carignan, he's been right there. If you give him a look, he's dangerous. 138 remaining. Can he get it done?
Yeah, it needs 2 trebles here. So is he going to be able to find the first one? Can he get the combination started? Can he get the ball rolling? First dart from Mike. Eyeing it up. Finds a triple, but it's the wrong one. So no finish for Mike. Joe coming back for this 60. And looks like that clattered in to either the trip 20 or the trip 15. I think it's a trip 15, so it looks like a 90 scored. It is a 90 scored, so just tap it on the shoulder saying, you better take this 60 out.
Yeah, and this 60, I mean, one of his favorite doubles of all time is going to be double 20, and there's a lot of leeway and a lot of space here. Goes high, so needs to find it with this third dart. He can't do it, puts it well above that double segment. So now Mike Carignan, opportunity with 48.
Yeah, and he's been pretty clean on these doubles so far. Hasn't missed a lot. And well, he's going to find that first dart. Does find the 16. That could be a little awkward. We'll see if he can get around it. And no, he clatters into it. So double 8s for the win. Oh, and he goes high, a double 11. Just a hair outside. So Joe is thanking his lucky stars that he's coming back for this one.
That's so unlucky for Mike Carignan. I mean, just the wrong side of the wire. Joe Ricard, though, can't afford to mess about here. Needs to drop that dart in. Goes higher awkwardly, so really needs to focus up, and he can't get it done. So a little bit of nervy play here from both gentlemen as they try and, well, Mike tries to seal out this set. Joe looking to keep it going.
Yeah, Mike is kind of surprised he's getting another shot at this one with how good Joe has actually been on doubles. And so he's going to come back, take out this 32, hopefully. Or now take out the 32. Is he going to be able to find it? Can he sneak it in? He goes inside again. Surely he doesn't find the double 11 again. No, he goes inside, leaves 8. So Joe, again, the drama is building in this one.
And this is nerves. I mean, both of these guys have been playing a rather equal game down the line, win the scoring in this set. And Joe, again, just high. That's going to be really difficult to follow up, but he does find that correction. A little shake of the head there. Way too many chances for Mike Carignan and Joe Ricard's headspace. He's thinking that. But again, Joe Ricard's done a fantastic job running the score back. Now we have a tie game. Mike Carignan, one more chance remaining to basically close out a set that should have been his a long time ago.
Yeah, this is do or die, and he starts off with the trip 20, but just carries that last second one into the 1. Does find the 81. Probably good enough, as we would say.
Yeah, good enough.
If Joe comes out firing like he did in the first set, it's definitely not going to be good enough.
Yeah, but it all depends on what this man right here can toss into the board. That's a good guide marker as he lines up the second one. Now it gets a little funky. Going downstairs, can only find big numbers, but can't lock in anything significant. Small advantage for Mike Carignan as he looks to just keep this scoring going.
Yeah, he's got to be consistent, though. Any advantage means nothing if you're going to walk up and hit an 11 with your next dart. The first dart goes in, and he goes just high on the second. Gonna look to score again. Joe gives the thumbs up thinking it's in, but it is a 140 for Mike Carignan. I say only a 140, as if that's not a very good score.
Yeah, that's a confidence booster and a half, but Joe Ricard revving up those engines. 2 in there, wants a third, can't find it, follows with a 140. So Mike Carignan, again, just not able to really leave himself a lot of space between him and his opponent right now.
Yeah, anytime Mike thinks, good, I've got the advantage right now, he's got to be looking back going, are you kidding me? Like, really? I finally get something going, and then you answer with the 140? Like, what is this? And a 60 is not quite going to be what he wants.
Shake of the head. He knows it. He knows the pressure's on right now. I mean, there's the tension. The kettle is starting to be heard. The tension is building. But again, it all comes down on what this man right here can toss. And he finds that trip 20. So the pressure is starting to become very real. 202 remaining for Joe Ricard. Or, 85, excuse me. So a slight leapfrog. Mike Carignan still very much in the driver's seat, but needs to take advantage now.
Yeah, basically a level game right now. And the 60 is going to put him on a finish. And I mean, barring some crazy bounce out. But the 60, 65, and it looks like only a 70. So 150 is not where he's going to want to be after being at a 220. For a trip 20 with your first dart, you want to be further down the board.
Yeah, it's nerves. The nerves are getting to both guys right now as they start to get closer to the end of this set here. Mike Carignan, a lot of work to do here. Joe Ricard fires in a big 95, drops his score down well further, but 150, I mean, again, with the way that these guys have been playing, I don't count Mike out here. Let's see what he can get done. Goes low on that first dart here, so not able to have a look at the 150, and that second dart is just going to be a momentum killer here. And 22 smile, but there is no smile in the head of Mike Carignan. He knows that that was a big opportunity blown.
All right, Joe, going to look at the trip 18 for this 1-2-2. Needs the treble for the bull, and he's not going to find it. Triple to leave 32 now. Should just stay on the 18s. Will he stay there? Oh, it looks like he's rethinking his decision. Regroup. I like it. Calm down. And he goes trip 20. I don't think he quite knew the math on that one. But,
oh, no, he got the trip 5.
Right, he was aiming for the trip 20, though. So, Mike, going to need the trip 18 on this first dart, too. At least a single 18.
Yeah, you have to leave yourself the bull no matter what here. I mean, Joe Ricard is too good of an operator to run the risk. Oh, my goodness, he actually went for the 20 way, and I don't like it. Even though he finds that trip 20, that is the wrong way to go, knowing the caliber of your opponent.
Yeah, 67 left here. I like the trip. I like the trip 9 route, but he's probably gonna go trip 17. That tends to be the route to go. So a 64 is not quite gonna cut it. Yeah, you can see him pointing to the trip 17. He's like, that's where I wanted it to go. But for all of you out there, 1-2-8, your opponent's on a finish, 18 with your first start because he goes 18, trip 20 for the bull. But we've got 71 for Joe, goes 39 for 32. He's going to have 2 darts to win this match from seemingly out of nowhere. And first dart goes just outside, but it's a perfect marker. But he goes well high to leave 24.
So Mike Carignan still in it. And we saw a little bit of this last leg where the double trouble for Joe Ricard breathed new life into the game here for Mike Carignan. He just has to take advantage of it. 64 remaining, going to be going for trip 8 or trip 16. Finds the single 16 now, so going to be staying there. Finds it. That's a great guy. Just needs to drop it a little lower. Double 16. And he's not able to. No, he does find it. Excuse me. No, he's not. The points were so clustered together. I couldn't see, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so sorry. Joe Ricard, double 12. Moving across the double 6.
And is he going to be able to sneak one in? That's well outside. Not going to be serving as a marker. And he's not going to find it either. So right back to Mike. The double troubles continue.
Wow. I mean, we almost expect these guys to get it done at this point, but it just goes to show that nerves get the best of everybody. Mike Carignan, double 8 now. Taking aim. Can he find it? He can! So this game is going to extend. Shake of the head there. Both guys not happy with their performance, the nerves. They want to be able to, well, cut the throats of their opponents and not make them bleed out, but that was a bloody, bloody game, Nick.
Yeah, that was not the most confidence-inspiring set for either of them. If you're Joe, wow, you just lost that set that you had many opportunities. If you're Mike, you almost blew that set that you had pretty much in control, and only a 41 to start from Joe.
Yeah, and Mike Carignan, again, he has no points on the season, so a first-round victory here would mean a heck of a lot for Mike. He needs those points as we start to get further into the season, but here we go again. The scoring has started to become true for Mike Carignan. Can he follow up with another one? Oh, he pushes it outside. That's something I don't see very often from Mike, is frustration. My goodness.
Yeah, you can see the passion in that, and yeah, in 81, you can see how passionate and how tense this game is, and he knows how good of a player he is, and so when he misses, he gets that frustration, but it looks like it's starting to set in for Joe. Just the inability to kind of cope right now. He's not able to find any straight darts like we know that he has, you know?
I'm still a little floored and flabbergasted by the frustration. Mike has always been as cool as a cucumber for many seasons now. The scoring is starting to come. He's found new life, much given to him by Joe Ricard, but that frustration, that passion, I feel like he needs to start playing with this fire more often. That's a great visit there.
Yeah, another 100 from Mike, and he's handling this pressure really well. After a rough end to that set, to bounce back and throw the darts that he's throwing, it's tough to do. It's not easy. But Joe, making this about as tense of a game as possible, firing in the 100, keeping this about as level of a game as possible. But Mike basically has the throw now.
Yeah, I mean, Vicky, you're 100% right here. I mean, this game could go either way with the nerves and the way that these guys are throwing right now. It's really going to become a game of who's going to miss the big one, the important shot, and the scoring visit like that of 22. That's a wide open door for Joe Ricard to just waltz his way through.
But he needs to capitalize here. We know the power that he can throw. He needs to keep him straight, needs to keep us cool, and needs to have a nice smooth throw. Yeah, the 20 scored. Can he drop one in there? No, it bounces wide. Unlucky. I think it was a well-thrown kind of straight dart, but that was a wide kick.
Yeah.
It happens sometimes. That's just how it is.
That was an extremely unlucky, because, I mean, you saw that massive deflection off the flight. But, again, Mike Carignan, he needs to take advantage of it, too. Both of these guys are giving away opportunities, whether they want to or not. Mike Carignan needs to slot it above, finds the 55, but, finds the 100. God, I need to get my eyes checked, man. I'm getting old. But, again, he takes advantage of the open door left by Joe, and now here comes Joe right back. These guys are feeding off of the momentum.
And we'll say, does Joe want to stay? He's going to go downstairs for the 99. It's not quite going to leave the finish, so Mike will be first to a finish here. How close of a finish can he get to? How low of a number can he get his thing down to?
I think you know the way. How low can he go? How low can he go? Mike Carignan.
He's going to want at least one treble out of this visit. You think it's got to be right here. 60, again, he will be first to a finish, but Joe, with the darts in his hand, a 140 to leave 50, or even a 180 to leave 10.
I mean, is that one of those situations where you say that that's enough, or is that not enough there?
No, I didn't think it was enough, and Joe does put a little pressure on with that last triple that he's able to find. The 82 does leave a 108, which is actually my favorite 3-digit finish. I love the trip 19, single 19, double 16.
I'm a big fan of the Shanghais on the 18s myself. Even though I hate that number and I can't hit it, it's always nice when it goes in. Mike Carignan needs to find the correction here. That's a good guide marker. It looks like he's going to stay up top. Might be going downstairs, does. So not able to find anything significant here. 44 found. Joe Ricard, which way do you think he's going to go on 108?
I think he's going to go 18s. I think that he's an 18, or I'm just like totally wrong, and he's going to go 19 too. And he finds the trip, so 32
man.
To basically steal the first leg back. Did he find it? He did.
Wow, what a take.
What a take from Joe. The 108.
I think he big time proved you wrong, man.
Yeah, I chose the wrong route, and he beat me at my own game.
I mean, the fact that he hit it, too. I mean, fair play to you, Mr. Ricard. Mike Carignan now, I feel like if, there might be a fly in the room, WPL studio fly. Hopefully it's not like the 𝗦𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃.
Yeah, right.
Hopefully it's nothing like that flying around. But if you're Mike Carignan now, do you start to panic?
I don't think so. I think if Joe starts to find all these trebles and finds like 140s, maybe you're starting to raise some flags. But he's been consistently, I mean, even an 81 open is not a bad start, you know? He's been consistently finding the scoring, and that one leg got away from him as the approach shot wasn't quite there. He's into the trip 5. You can see the timing has been okay and decent with that first dart, but the left and right has been kind of the problem. As I said, the timing is right, but the left and right just not able to keep the dart straight has been ruining the scoring. So Joe, huge opportunity to break and go 2 up in this set. Just needs to keep piling on the scoring.
Yeah, and Joe's going to keep it flowing nicely here. Might be, well, he's going to stay on it. He loves those 20s, but again, 60 is enough here. I mean, that's fine. But Mike Carignan really needs to find that consistency again. The left and right scoring is going to kill you in the backstretch of this game. He cannot afford to have any more mistakes. Releases the first dart, and we see it again. Finds the first dart in that trip 5 again. The very worst thing he can do is overcorrect now.
Yeah, we can see just in his throw, it's a little tense, and it's pulling and pushing the dart. He's not quite getting a full extension how he wants it to go. 53 is just not quite going to cut it. When you're only up what, 12 points on Joe when he's got the throw basically now.
Yeah, and he's been hitting his triple 20s like an absolute monster. Going to continue to do so, and that's just a absolute dagger of a visit with the big 140, dropping his score down to 201. Mike all the way back on 329. This is, well, where the big boys show up to play, and he needs a big boy type of visit right now.
And he starts off with that trip 19. He makes the move when he wasn't feeling comfortable.
Oh,
finds
goodness.
2 of them. What's the answer for him? And he goes just low, but a 133 answer. So the 140 answered by the 133. It's not quite enough, but it keeps him in the leg.
It keeps the chase close. And if you're Mike Carignan, that's all you can ask for at this point in the game. Again, Joe Ricard is just being able to slot those darts in so well, finds the ton, drops the score down to 101. Mike Carignan, you need at least 2 here, I feel, to really put serious pressure on Joe's throw.
I mean, if you can find at least 1 treble, leave yourself 96, you'd feel a little okay. A two dart visit, a 2 dart out is pretty comfortable with these guys at this level. But he needs to do it first. So wants the trip 19 with this second dart. Isn't able to do it, so he's going to move. And he goes up to the 20s. That's not going to be enough to put a lot of pressure on Joe. He can still take this out, but Joe, with a 101, he might not get another visit.
Yeah, 138 is rather awkward, too. So Joe Ricard starting off with the bull, going upstairs, can't find it. Looks like he's going to be going, well, that's a great move. I like that. He's going around. But Mike Carignan stuck on this 138 now. It's going to be awkward. This is a really tough one to take. Joe doing very well to leave the 48. There's a lot of work to be done here for Mr. Carignan.
Yeah, Mike took out the 124 in the first set. So can he bounce back with a 138? It's not going to go. So all he can do is lay up and hope Joe misses. He finds the trip 20, so the 80 scored to leave 58, 18 for tops. Will leave tops.
And that's enough. I mean, that's a tap on the shoulder. It's all you can do in that situation. And Joe has been a little loosey-goosey on his outer ring here. So there's a point to be said here. If Joe can find it with this second dart, eyeballing that double 16, locks it down, 1-2, and that's all he needs. And now if you're Mike Carignan, you cannot afford to have any more mistakes. Joe Ricard on match point.
Yeah, we are back to the scenario, but flipped that we had from the last set of 2-0 in one player. Can Mike bounce back and try to battle himself back in this set? Because not a good scoring visit from Joe to start off this hold a throw.
Yeah, and again, Mike's not going to crack very easily mentally. He knows that as long as he's still able to go to that line, he still has a chance. Just needs to, well, really push these darts where their home is. Believe that's a first dart in the 5 segment, so big correction needed. Finds the big correction, so wants another one in there. Can't get it done, but the 85 following Joe, that's enough.
Yeah, definitely puts the game kind of in his favor. Joe needs a big visit to turn this one back around. Keeps it straight. That's a beautiful first dart. It's a little high to work as a marker, but it's still, with how long his darts are, he's able to slip them right there. So a 100 for Joe. Good answer. What does Mike have in the tank?
He needs to find whatever gas is in there. I mean, he can't be gassed at this point. He can't allow himself to be gassed at this point in the game. Needs to start stacking these darts upwards. Again, moving a little bit at a time, but needs a big jump here. Can't quite navigate that third dart in there. 60, it's a decent score, keeps the scores close, but if you're Joe Ricard, there's still plenty of space to get in front.
Yeah, absolutely. And first dart triple for Joe. He's going to want to follow it up, and he goes a little high, a little antsy on that second one, but a good correction for a 140, and that's going to put him in a great position now, forcing Mike to hit basically a 180 just to stay alive.
Yeah, these are the big-time moments where the best dart players show up. I mean, the best guys in the world can put these darts right where they need them to go, right when they need them. Shaking the head there, Mike Carignan just getting frustrated with the all-over-the-place visit here. 41 found. Joe Ricard playing with a sense of freedom here as he starts to approach the end.
Yeah, you could see the look on Mike's face that maybe his race is run as the trip 20 is found. He goes just wide. He will probably stay with the trip 20 now. And he does find the 1, 2, 3 to leave a 100 out. Can he go out in style?
Yeah, talk about a just almost like visit from Providence or something like that. I don't know if that's the right phrase or whatever, but I mean, when you need that 3, he just picks it up like it's nothing. What a great visit.
It was clearly intentional. He was aiming for the trip 1.
Clearly intentional. Mike Carignan finds the big ton there, locks in a big score, but Joe Ricard at 100, he's going to have a couple darts at this. Even if he doesn't even need to lock this down now is what I'm trying to say. Going to be trying to avoid that triple 20 segment. Oh, no, he knows that was a bad dart. So corrections needed, but he has time to work with here.
Ooh, did he find a 2 with that one? Is he going to make a mess of this?
Oh, no.
As he does. So can Mike put up a big visit here to just tap Joe on the shoulder and say, I've taken out some big visits. Maybe I'm going to take this one out. But he's got to get there first. Gets rid of the 5. I like it. It's part of the strategy. Gets rid of the 5, but needs to get the scoring. And there it is. See, clearly intentional as he finds the trip 20 with the second dart. And an 85 scored leaves the 1-3-0. So the baby fish. But a 2-dart visit for Joe to take the match. He's going to line up this trip 19 for double 8. And he goes for trip 13 for double 12. An interesting choice. But he goes 20, 4 tops for the match, and he does. Wow. What a clean finish from Joe Ricard as he's able to take out the 73 to win the match, stave off the absolute brutal fight back from Mike Carignan.
Yeah, I know if you're Mike Carignan in that game, I mean, yeah, you're disappointed, and you can see the guys giving each other a little bit of love there at the end. But
𝗬𝗑 Tap Room is the hub of darts in central Massachusetts. With close to 30 dartboards to play on and the biggest Friday luck of the draw around, you're guaranteed to see some friends or make some new ones every time you stop in. Additionally, 𝗬𝗑 Tap Room hosts many Worcester Dart League and Minuteman Dart League teams in all divisions, making it fun and inviting for a wide range of players and skill levels. If you're looking to develop your game, why not try and play in one of the many weekly leagues from cricket to long format 501? You're going to grow as a player and have fun doing it. So if you're serious about darts, stop by 𝗬𝗑 Tap Room as soon as you can. Say hi to Todd and Doreen and the rest of the staff. They'll be sure to take good care of you. 𝗬𝗑 Tap Room, 70 James Street in Worcester, See you there.